What's going on YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Batman Detective Comics, issue number 1106. This is the Courage That Kills finale. This one is written by Tom Taylor, artwork by Mikel Janín, or Janín. I think it's Janín is how you pronounce it. But this is the final part of this storyline where Batman and the city of Gotham were hit by something by this villain known as the Lion. It's like an anti-fear toxin. So it takes, like, sometimes it's good to have a little bit of fear because you start to think, like, kind of irrationally if you don't really have, some of those something's kind of kept in check, and that's kind of what we got going on here. Turns out the city was actually hit with something a little bit ago, and Batman's been hit with something, and he has to kind of find a means to stop the line, but also not kind of cross the line. He's been in this suit right here to kind of keep him, I guess, sort of preserved and keep his consciousness at bay because he knows he's going to lose it at some point. But then he has his own little means to kind of combat the thing that takes away fear by kind of hitting himself with a bit of Scarecrow's fear toxin. There's also a bit of dark humor sprinkled in throughout this issue, and I did kind of get a little bit of like a kick out of it. I'm not sure if it was intentionally meant to be that way, but I found it funny in kind of a mean-spirited sort of way. But this is a beautiful looking comic book, as we found out previously with this whole thing. By the way, here's the funny parts too. So like it's taking away people's fears. So like one guy proposes to this girl he really likes. Some person's like quitting their job, and a few other things they got going on here, which kind of cracks me up a little bit. It's like, oh wow, that's actually not bad. Like he overcame his fears and actually had the courage to propose to somebody. So he's like, you know what, I'm gonna quit this job. But then you come to find out later on, there's like she kind of dumps him later on, like, sorry, not really interested in that. And I got a laugh out of that, like, oh gosh, like that's so mean-spirited, but it's actually pretty funny. Or the person who got like, I quit the job, whoa, I apologize for my last email, it was a chemical attack on the city, something yada yada, blah blah blah. I don't know, those lives are ruined. So that's just kind of unintentionally funny. But yeah, there's also some other stuff too, like Jim Gordon punching Vandal Savage, who was ready to unleash like live ammunition on like the crowd of Gothamites who are going to go storm the GCPD. And I wonder if that'll have any consequences going forward, because like the whole stuff with, who was it, Vandal Savage has been more of a thing in Fractions run and is only kind of just being incorporated a little bit here in the Tom Taylor stuff. But who knows? I guess we're gonna have some sort of event with Vandal Savage and the GCPD and all that coming up soon, and I'm like, can we please just get Vandal Savage out of there? I don't know why he is like the head of the GCPD. It's never been something I've been that intrigued by. But yeah, so Batman, he realizes he's kind of losing it, and he has to do something to combat what he's been infected with. So he hits himself with some fear toxin, and that allows him to kind of think things a little bit clearly. There's some great looking artwork. I actually like Batman's little suit he has on here. It's a little bit more bulky. It's kind of keeping him in check before he kind of loses it. And he just kind of goes like ham right here, takes the guy down, goes to find Damian because Damian was hurt in the last issue. But again, they have a justifiable reason for him to not be like thinking things through as clearly, because they were all hit with that like fear toxin, anti-fear toxin, if you want to call it that. So there's a justifiable reason why he was able to fall into a more of an obvious trap or something that he normally wouldn't. So there you go. There's a legit explanation for that, unlike, say, like going on in the Fraction book, where just simple dumb decision making is just never really addressed. It's just kind of dumb decision making. Here they at least have a bit of an out there, like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, so we got that going on there. Batman unleashes like a fear toxin on the city to kind of keep everyone in check. And again, that's where the dark humor comes into play, such as the person saying, I'm sorry, we can't really be together, and the person writing their email like, actually no, like that's darkly funny to me. We do eventually find out that the cure was kind of something that Bruce had kind of all along, with the Lion or whatever, Leo, giving Bruce Wayne, not Batman because he hates Batman, but likes Bruce Wayne after all Bruce did for him, like a drink of like an alcohol bottle. He's like, wait a minute, let's test it. And then it turns out that's the cure. Then they have a bit of a conversation at the end of the issue where it's like they're kind of brought back to their childhood selves with the whole fear thing that made Batman and made the Lion and all that too. So it's not a bad ending. It's kind of interesting that the cure that they were searching for the whole time was just kind of given to Bruce. But all things considered, it's actually not half bad, and it looks like Batman number 7 is the return of the Joker. It's kind of strange. It's got DCKO and the Joker's involved in that too. So like, when does this take place, before or afterwards? I don't exactly know. Who knows? But I will say that this arc here was pretty decent overall. I like the artwork here. I think it's really, really strong. Some of the best stuff that Mikel Janín has done since like working on Detective Comics with Tom Taylor. The solution to it all, like there's a bit of dark humor in there that I did kind of enjoy. Having the cure just be something that was just handed to Bruce the whole time is kind of a little bit funny to me in its own weird sort of way. But is it like the grand epic conclusion you'd expect? I don't know. Like I said, it was an enjoyable arc for me personally. Some of the decisions with some of the characters made sense because they were under the influence of something, as opposed to just, like out of stuff that felt out of character in that way, because they actually had like a bit of an explanation for that too. So artwork solid. Some entertaining dark humor, and I guess a pretty decent like conclusion to how Batman finds his way out of the scenario by actually infecting himself with something else, which he knows is going to wear off, but at least we get like him using his head there to kind of rationalize the means to kind of fight this guy in a very unconventional sort of way. So that's kind of the Batman way out of something. So that felt in line, and giving some of the other characters something to do. I'm curious to know more about the consequences with Jim Gordon now that he actually struck Vandal Savage, and where that's going to lead. That'll probably be something where he's fired or let go or something. I mean, Jim Gordon should just kind of honestly retire at this point. He's old. Maybe just move out of Gotham and go someplace else. I mean, granted, I love Jim Gordon. I think he's a great character, but he's been doing this thing for so long. Why is he like a beat cop at this point? I mean, he used to be the commissioner, and then a lot of things kind of fell out of place, but who knows? Maybe he'll rise to that role again. That's what I'd like to see too. Put Jim back as GCPD commissioner or whatever, just to kind of get him back to doing something, I suppose. Like, get Vandal Savage out of there. That's something I'd like to see. But anyways, I still liked it overall. There's some good elements in here. Nothing that outright just made me angry or anything like that. So, it's a totally fine, serviceable end to this particular story arc. So, will it be for everyone? I don't exactly know, but it felt good. Like, it felt just right. It ended in a decent enough place. It's not the most amazing thing I've seen from Tom Taylor, but it is pretty solid, I think, nevertheless. But anyways, what did you think of the issue? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for more content. Hit that bell for notifications, all that other fun stuff. I'll be back again with more stuff later on. So I'm going to post this one, and then tonight you'll also see an after the movie on Scream 7, probably like a few hours after I post this video, and then hopefully by tomorrow and all that I'll be like caught up with the other comic book videos, and then that'll get us right into the Monarch stuff, because yes, Monarch season 2 is dropping tomorrow, so I'm going to be watching that, writing some notes, getting back into the rhythm of things when I start covering that series. But anyways, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now, bye bye then, and I'll see you all in the next video.